Hi everybody and welcome to my channel, A Girl So Geeky. My name is Gemma and this is my first ever vlog. I thought for my first vlog I could start with the Seamstress Tag, which was created by Holly Dolly, previously known as Holly Sews. If you haven't looked at any of her videos, I highly recommend it, and I'll put a link to her channel in the description box below. It's a series of 12 questions, which is just a way to introduce myself to the sewing community on YouTube. So I'll kick off with the first question. So as I said, my name is Gemma, I'm 32 and I live in Portsmouth in the UK. I've wanted to do a vlog for a little while now, since I stumbled across the sewing community on YouTube. I didn't realise how vast it was and how friendly, so I knew I wanted to be a part of it. The video that I stumbled across on YouTube was by Gabby Dashery, Gabby Young, and I can't remember which video it was, but I really enjoyed watching it. It was so much fun, and it really inspired me and made me want to do one too, and sort of inspired me to get back into sewing. I went right through her channel and binged watched all of her vlogs right from the very beginning, and then that was just the start really. I've then gone on to watch Holly Dolly, Lisa Emeretta, Rosabella from Sewn, Lisa Comfort for Sew Over It. That's just a very small few. I've been watching so many, it's literally become my life to watch sewing videos, but I really enjoy it. It's so much fun and I'm just so happy to be a part of it now. So I started sewing about, I think it was like coming up to 4 years ago. It was during when the first series of the Great British Sewing Bee first aired, and I watched it and I absolutely loved it, and I just saw it and I thought, yes, that's what I want to do. I had wanted to do something crafty for a while, and I just didn't know what avenue to go down, and when I saw that I just knew it was just like light bulb, and yeah, I really wanted to have a go. I got a sewing machine. Unfortunately, although I've had it for sort of just over 3 years, I really don't have 3 years experience of sewing. When I got it, I found it so intimidating and I didn't know what to do, and it just stayed in the box for quite a while. I was living in Gosport at the time, and there wasn't much availability in regards to sewing classes, but one finally did come up at the local community centre, and I went along. I booked time off work so I could attend, and you started out with a cushion cover, which was really good. I loved doing that, and then the next one was a series of classes to do a dress. Unfortunately, I didn't come away feeling that I had learnt as much as I could have done. I'm apparently a very slow sewer, and I struggled to try and get the dress finished within the allotted time of the classes. So the tutor helped me a lot, and when I say helped, I mean she did a lot of it for me. Bless her. But so I didn't get like the full experience of it. I did come away with a mostly finished dress. It didn't fit. I didn't know what to do with it because the class had finished, and I wasn't able to sort of go back and do anything else with regards to the fitting. Luckily it did fit a friend, so I've given that to her. I don't know whether she still has it or not. It might have fallen apart by now, I don't know. But yeah, so I don't have that much experience. I'm still quite new, I would say. I'm still learning, but then I guess at some point everyone is still learning about sewing. There's constantly new things going on, but I'm just happy to have another go. This year is my sewing resolution is to actually sew. I really just want to jump in and have a go this year. So I don't really have, well, yeah, I have a favourite and proudest make. I just don't have many of them. Probably why it's my proudest is because I only have a few. I did a couple of years ago. I found another sewing class here in Portsmouth. Me and a friend, we wanted something to wear to Ladies' Day at Goodwood. So we went along to a class and made skirts. The tutor there helped us draft our own pattern. I think it was like a half a circle skirt, and Again, slow sewer, so I was trying to rush it and do it quickly, so it wasn't done to the best of my ability at that time. The waistband is a bit twisted. It was moving as I sewed, but I was just like, it'll do, you know, it's fine. It is wearable. I have it here. This is the skirt. So yeah, the band is a bit twisted, especially at the back where the sort of the button is. It doesn't sort of fit as it, you know, it didn't go on as it was meant to, but I do really love it. The fabric's from Fabricland, and I think it's a lovely fabric. I hemmed it with bias, we finished it off the hem with bias binding, and yeah, I still wear it. I think it's really pretty. I am really pleased with it. But so that one was fine. It was a learning experience. And then this year, well, last year, 2016, me and my friend did another sewing class at the same place with the same tutor, and we did a dressmaking class. I chose to take this pattern, which is a Project Runway 1418 by Simplicity. I did, sorry about the glare, I did this dress here, but with this back, so it's got like a crisscross back, and it's here again. The fabric's from Fabricland, and I have to say I am really proud of this dress. I'm so happy with it. This is it here. Sorry, I can't sort of move back so you can see the whole of it. But yeah, this is the dress, and just normal finished hem. It's got pleats in the skirt, a side zip, invisible zip, and it's finished with a lot of bias binding. By the time I finished this dress, I had a real hatred for bias binding. It was just like these, like on the corners, I really struggled to sort of get them to match, like on both sides, to look quite nice. And again, I've got a bit of twisting here. Yeah, I really struggled with it, and I unpicked this thing so many times. I really tried with this dress. I wanted to do it as, you know, the best that I could. I took my time with it. Again, as I'm a slow sewer, I finished it after the class had been and gone. You know, I didn't get to finish it all in the classes, so I did it at home. And yeah, I unpicked it and I unpicked it and I redid it so many times. But I finally finished it, tried it on, and it fitted perfectly, and I was so happy. I just was absolutely over the moon. Literally, as soon as I tried it on, I ran downstairs to my housemate. I live in a house share, and I was just like, look, it fits, it's amazing. And I made her take a picture there and then, and I mean, I looked awful. I had scrubbed my face off and my hair was just like stuck up, and but I didn't care. I was like, look at this, it's amazing. So yeah, really pleased with that. I wore it to work the next day, obviously, and I had some lovely compliments. A lot of people sort of saying, oh, I love your dress, where did you buy it? And I was like, I made it myself. So pleased. And yeah, oh, to be able to say that, I think it's such an amazing feeling. And so this year, yeah, I want it more. I crave it more. So I want to make lots of things this year. I'll probably try the pattern again, maybe. I don't know. You know, the bias binding. I don't know whether I want to attempt that again just yet. Although at some point I will have to get over it because I really want to make a walkaway dress, and that is covered in bias binding. So, but maybe we'll do that towards the middle of the year. I'll give myself a bit of a break. Okay, so disastrous make. Yeah, I've had quite a few of those where I've attempted to do stuff myself at home, and it hasn't really gone to plan. I've tried to do the sleeveless top sort of blouse from the first Sewing Bee book, and both of them were a disaster. I think that was more to do with my fabric choice. The first one was just like a really stiff material, and it didn't drape, and it just wasn't very flattering. And then the second one, I think I just picked a too cheap a fabric, and it was unraveling quicker than I could sew it up, so that wasn't great. I've tried to do a couple of like upcycling bits here and there, and they didn't work out that great either. It's very much hit and miss. I'm so sorry. I've got like the sun is just starting to move, and you're getting this big glare on me, so please ignore that. I'll try and sort of move around out of it. But yeah, so I've had a lot of disastrous makes. I don't keep them. If I think I can salvage it, I will. If I can't, it's gone. I don't like to dwell on the stuff that's just gone bad and focus on the better bits. So I imagine I'll have lots more disasters. Any differences now? I'll tell you about them as I do them. Maybe we'll see. Okay, so fabric shopping in Portsmouth, I only know of two places. Um, there's the Cutting Edge Fabrics in Commercial Road and Fabricland. Cutting Edge is nice. It's it's fairly big, but it is geared more towards sort of fabric curtains and upholstery. But they do have a nice haberdashery and they do sell patterns as well. So I do pop in there every so often. They for dressmaking, it's mostly sort of cottons and polycottons. They don't really do any other sort of materials. I think they might now do some stretched denim. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to go back in and have another look, but that's no hardship. Fabricland, I love Fabricland. They do lots of great materials, lots of different materials. They're a really great price as well. The only thing I would say about the Portsmouth branch is that the shop is really small. It's so tiny. You only need 5 people to be in the shop at the same time, and it is packed, and you're just sort of trying to squeeze around each other to get to the different fabrics. So it'd be lovely if they could move to a different shop, to a different store, and be a bit bigger, and maybe have some more fabrics, like even more that I could choose from. That would be amazing. Just to let you know, Fabricland, if you want to maybe do that, that would be great. But yeah, I haven't done much in the way of online shopping because I'm still sort of learning about different types of fabrics, how they feel, how they drape. I've more wanted to see them in person, but quite a lot of people are saying, how good some of these, fabric shops are online, and I have noticed that some of them even recommend certain fabrics for different patterns to give you an idea of what would work, which is fantastic. So I am definitely going to try some online shops, I think. I'll start having a browse. I'm sure it won't be too hard to pick some out. And I don't have a most used pattern yet. I've done the pattern for that dress, and that's about it really. I guess that's the most used just because it has been used. I'll have to come back to this question I think later in the year. I do want to obviously make a lot more things, so I will get more patterns. I do have some already, so I'll either work through those, and there's quite a few new ones that I want to get as well, obviously. I'm also want to work through the Tilly and the Buttons book. So yeah, I'll come back to this and let you know what ones I've taken a shine to and I've made quite a lot of. Um, I don't think I've really done enough sewing to have a dreaded sewing task. Um, I guess hemming is very time consuming, but once you get started, it's not too bad. Um, I guess tracing out the patterns and cutting them out, that's probably my least favourite because I just find that really boring. But I have found that if I trace out quite a few patterns at a time rather than doing one here and there, it's a lot easier. I have to sort of spread myself out on the living room floor. That's the only sort of space that I've got that's big enough. So I just stick something good on the telly, spread it all out, and and I'll do it for a couple of hours. If I'll do quite a few, cut out quite a few, and then it's just a little bit easier that way. But yeah, that's about it really. Favourite sewing task? Again, I don't think I've done enough to have a favourite. I don't know, it's not sewing, but the shopping of the fabric and patterns is probably my favourite part. I think that is probably everyone's favourite part, really. I love shopping, and then shopping for sewing stuff is even better. I love the trying on at the end and it fits, that's amazing. If it doesn't fit, then that's the part that you dread and you hate. But yeah, I love sewing. What I've done so far, I've just enjoyed all aspects of it. I love learning new things, and obviously each time you try a different project, you're going to learn something new, and I just really enjoy that. So sewing entertainment, I tend to have the telly on, I guess. I like to have the noise in the background. I wouldn't have something on that I have to really watch and keep up with. It'll be something that I've watched like loads of times before. I've recently watched, like Cougar Town and Miranda, anything like that. It really doesn't matter. Just have something on in the background. If I need to sort of sit away from the sewing machine for a bit, I can look up and watch it for a bit, but you know, it's not so gripping that I will then forget what I'm doing. So yeah, anything like that. I've heard a lot of people go on about podcasts. I haven't tried it yet, but I have downloaded an app for it, and I've had a quick look, so I think I'm going to give those a go. I hear a lot of people really raving about them, so I'm going to have a look and have a go and see what I think, and you know, that could end up being a new favourite, I'm not sure, but I'll certainly give it a go. So for me, it is printed patterns all the way. I have tried PDFs in the past, and I just, I mean, for starters, printing them off, I don't have a printer. The ones that I had printed off, I printed off at work. And then having to sort of cut them out and stick them together and then cut it out. It's just, I just, you know, it was a last resort for me. If there is a pattern that I really, really, really want and it is only available in PDF, I would, you know, I'll find a way to do it. But I would choose printed every time. Plus, they just look so pretty. The front covers are so nice. And, you know, they just look lovely displayed. And it's just a really nice way to sort of keep them. So, printed all the way for me. So sewing machine, I have a brother. It is an FS40. I'll just give you a bit more of a close up. So this is my machine. I absolutely love it. You know, I've got on, this is what I've had right from the beginning, what I've been learning on, and hopefully we'll do many more projects on. Yeah, I get on really well with it. I find it quite easy to use. It's got a lot of different stitches that you can use. I've got quite a few feet already, but well, a few anyway. I need to get some more, I think. But yeah, I get on really well with it. I'm really happy with it. I've never had a problem with it. Sometimes the fabric will get chewed up in the feet, but that's probably more me than the machine, I think. I think it's about time that I give it a bit of maintenance, though. I haven't done any at all to it, and luckily, I mean, I've not done many projects on it, but I think it's about time I did do a little bit of maintenance. So I'm going to crack out the old manual, have a look, and give it a bit of a tidy up. If anyone has done that to their own machines and you've got any hints or tips, it would be greatly appreciated. I don't want to damage it. I don't want anything to go wrong. I just want to give it a bit of a clean out. So if you've got any tricks, then please let me know. You know, I'll try and do that soon before I start my next project. So other hobbies. So last year I decided that I want to start trying a lot of new things. You know, I've never really done that much in the past. Sewing was sort of the first hobby that I'd taken up, except for reading. I'm an avid reader, and I've done that pretty much since I could read. But yeah, last year I decided I really wanted to start trying new things. So I started different hobbies, or different sort of, when they do like taster sessions of different things. I started archery. They did a taster session and I absolutely fell in love with it. I really enjoy it. Luckily, I have an archery club very close to me, so I have joined them. I've bought my own bow and arrows, which sounds really strange but when I sort of say it out loud. But yeah, I have a bow and arrow. It's a My Bow, that's the brand, and it's in pink, which is really pretty. And yeah, they're lovely. The archery community is really friendly. They're so helpful. Obviously it's competitive, but it's in a really friendly way. No one gets sort of really heated and nasty or anything like that. They're really lovely. We've done some little competitions. It's just like fun things. And yeah, you know, I'm not fantastic, but I don't think I'm terrible either, so that's fine. I'd like to get better, but it is something for me that it's just purely a hobby. You know, I'll go to it as and when I can. I'm not gonna, you know, take it super seriously, because obviously it can be quite expensive as well. So, but I really love it. Last year I also tried. I don't even know what I tried. It's like last year is like, it's gone already. I've forgotten all about it. I did try quite a few different things last year. Oh, Rock Up. I went to Rock Up in Whiteley, which is a wall climbing place. I tried that. I really loved it. If I could find somewhere local to me that does that, that is something I would love to take up. I had so much fun. It is really scary when you get to the top and then you have to just let go and drop, you know, drop down. yeah, quite scary, but really loved it. So I am going to try and look and see if there is anywhere that I can do that this year if I can. I went skydiving, not really a hobby, but it was trying something new. Absolutely loved it. I had actually been bought it for my 30th birthday present, so it was a couple of years before that I'd actually been given it. But time-wise, trying to get it booked in, because obviously people wanted to come with me, it just took me a long time to get it booked in, and you can't do it during like the bad weather months. So for England, that cuts out a lot of the year. But yeah, I finally did it last year, and it was an amazing experience. I do have a life list. It's like a bucket list. That's really depressing calling it that, so I just call it a life list. So I've been working through that for a while. Making a handmade wardrobe is on there. Creating a blog was on there. I've just started a blog as well. It's brand new. It's got like 2 posts on it, and that's how new it is. But that was something I'd been wanting to do for quite a while. So I've started that. This year I'd like to try like horse riding. I probably won't take that up as a hobby because it's quite expensive, but I'd love to give it a go. I want to try and take up crochet. I've noticed that quite a few people seem to want to be doing that this year, so that's amazing. You know, I hope everyone gets on okay, you know. But luckily there's a class that's quite local to me, so I shall, when that comes up, I think it's about February or March, there's a beginner's class. I'm gonna join in and have that go at that, and hopefully that'll be really great. There's quite a few things on my list. It's not always hobbies, you know, it's other things that I want to do, like, you know, I want to go to the theatre. I'd love to go and see Wicked. I'd love to go and see The Lion King, you know, a couple of other things, bits and pieces like that. But yeah, I'll work my way through it. There's some other bigger things that I can't really do this year, but at some point in my life I'd love to do, such as riding a hot air balloon. I'd love to go to a couple of different places in the world, you know, travel a bit. But yeah, so I will work through that. I'll obviously blog about it and let you know how I get on. So I'll put a link in the description for my blog as well if you want to have a visit and have a bit of a read. But as I said, it's brand new. There isn't much on there, so you'll have to excuse the bareness while I slowly fill it up. But yeah, that's it for me, I guess. So this was the Seamstress Tag. If you haven't done it yet and you were thinking about it, I really recommend doing it. I've watched a lot of the tags, and I probably still will. There are so many people that have done it, so I'm slowly sort of working my way through the list on YouTube. But it's just a great way for everyone to tell everyone about themselves and to join the sewing community. It's so much fun, so I really recommend doing it. I will vlog again at some point. I won't be someone that does it weekly, I'm sorry. I don't think I'll have the time really to do that. Plus, slow sewer, I won't have made or done anything in a week to be able to show you. So I'd rather sort of do a vlog when I know that I've done something. So it's probably going to be more monthly, unless I've got something, you know, in particular to say. But otherwise, you can check my vlog out and my blog. Sorry, I'm hoping to blog a little bit more than I do vlog. This is quite a tongue twister to say, but yeah. So that's it for me for now. Until next time, I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and I'll see you